Welcome to the 5-Minute Mysteries podcast from 5minutemysteries.com, where every week we take a look at a mysterious disappearance, object, place, or other mystery in about 5 minutes. Episode 7, The Mystery of the Tunguska Event. The Tunguska Event remains one of the most extraordinary and baffling occurrences in modern history. On the morning of the 30th of June 1908, a massive explosion shook the remote Siberian wilderness near the Podkamennaya Tunguska River in what is now Krasnoyarsk Krai, Russia. The explosion, which flattened an estimated 2,000 square kilometres of forest, is believed to have been caused by the airburst of a large meteoroid or comet. Despite the lack of a visible impact crater, the event released energy equivalent to between 10 and 15 megatons of TNT, roughly 1,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. To this day, the Tunguska Event continues to intrigue scientists, fueling both research and speculation. The Tunguska region, sparsely populated and largely uninhabited, was a remote area even in the early 20th century. The explosion occurred near the stony Tunguska River, in a place where very few people lived. Despite the remoteness of the area, the event did not go unnoticed. Witnesses in nearby settlements described seeing a bright flash of light, followed by a shockwave that knocked people off their feet, shattered windows, and caused buildings to shake. The heat from the explosion was intense enough to scorch the skin of those many miles away, and the sound was heard as far as 1,200 kilometres from the epicenter. In the immediate aftermath of the event, there was little information available, and it would be many years before any scientific investigation took place. The sheer isolation of the region, coupled with the political and social upheaval in Russia at the time, meant that the event remained largely a mystery to the outside world. The first recorded attempt to investigate the site occurred in 1921, when a Russian mineralogist named Leonid Kulik led an expedition to the Tunguska region. Kulik, who was based at the St. Petersburg Mineralogical Museum, had been studying meteorite impacts and believed that the Tunguska event might have been caused by a large meteorite strike. When Kulik and his team finally reached the site, they were confronted with a scene of utter devastation. The forest had been flattened, with trees lying in a radial pattern pointing away from the explosion's epicenter. The trees had been stripped of their branches and bark, leaving only charred stumps. Curiously, at the center of the blast, trees remained standing but were completely scorched and devoid of branches, indicating that the explosion had occurred above the ground. Despite an extensive search, Kulik found no evidence of a meteorite impact, no crater, no fragments of meteoritic material, nothing that could easily explain the scale of the destruction. The lack of a crater led Kulik to speculate that the object responsible for the explosion had disintegrated in the atmosphere before reaching the ground. This theory was supported by the radial pattern of the downed trees, and the fact that the area of devastation was elliptical rather than circular, suggesting an oblique impact. Kulik's findings were published, and the Tunguska event gradually became the subject of scientific inquiry. Over the decades, various theories have been proposed to explain what happened at Tunguska. The most widely accepted explanation is that a meteoroid or small comet, likely composed of ice and dust, entered the Earth's atmosphere at high speed. As it descended, the friction caused by the atmosphere would have heated the object to the point of explosion, creating a massive airburst at an altitude of 5 to 10 kilometres above the ground. The energy released by the explosion would have been sufficient to flatten the forest and cause the extensive damage observed by Kulik and subsequent expeditions. Despite the consensus around the meteoroid airburst theory, alternative explanations have been put forward over the years. Some researchers have suggested that the object could have been a fragment of a comet, composed mainly of ice and volatile gases, which would explain the absence of a crater and meteoritic debris. Others have speculated about the possibility of a natural gas explosion from within the Earth. triggered by seismic activity or the release of methane from deep underground. However, these theories have not gained as much traction as the meteoroid hypothesis. The Tunguska event has also been fertile ground for more speculative and unconventional theories. One such theory is that the explosion was caused by a small black hole passing through the Earth. According to this idea, the black hole would have generated an intense gravitational field as it passed through the planet, causing the observed devastation. However, this theory has been widely dismissed by the scientific community due to the lack of supporting evidence and the implausibility of a black hole passing through the Earth without causing far more catastrophic effects. Another popular but unsubstantiated theory is that the Tunguska event was the result of an alien spacecraft crashing or exploding over the Siberian wilderness. Proponents of this idea point to the lack of a crater and the unusual characteristics of the blast zone as evidence of an extraterrestrial origin. However, like the black hole theory, the alien spacecraft hypothesis is generally considered to be speculative and without scientific basis. In recent years, advancements in technology and computer modeling have allowed scientists to study the Tunguska event in greater detail. Simulations of meteoroid airbursts have shown that the energy released by such an event could indeed match the observed effects at Tunguska, supporting the idea that a meteoroid was responsible. Additionally, studies of other airburst events, such as the Chelyabinsk meteor in 2013, have provided further insight into how such phenomena occur and the potential dangers they pose. Despite the progress made in understanding the Tunguska event, some questions remain unanswered. The exact nature of the object that caused the explosion, whether it was a meteoroid, a comet, or something else entirely, is still a matter of debate. Additionally, the remoteness of the site and the passage of time have made it difficult to gather more direct evidence that could definitively resolve the mystery. The Tunguska event serves as a stark reminder of the potential threat posed by objects from space. While the Earth is constantly bombarded by small meteoroids that burn up in the atmosphere, larger objects capable of causing significant damage are far rarer but not beyond the realm of possibility. The Tunguska event, with its immense power and the lingering mystery surrounding it, continues to capture the imagination of scientists and the public alike. It stands as a testament to the power of nature and the enduring fascination with the unknown forces that occasionally remind us of our place in the cosmos. I hope you enjoyed that episode of the 5-Minute Mysteries podcast from 5minutemysteries.com. If you get a chance, please leave a review wherever you get your podcasts, as it will help us to grow. Also, why not check out our other 5-minute podcasts, 5-Minute Biographies, 5-Minute History, and 5-Minute Murder. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.